because he's standing in, whether that's going to allow him to just go even more ham. Well, let's see. Obviously, we have the pistol round playing out. Now we've got 4 players for G2 moving towards the B-bomb side to start things off here at the moment. And very defensive, kind of retake-esque play going towards A, with just one man just watching for G2 as to what's going on. And Liquid, they're just holding on for now. Just chilling.
Chilling out.
And waiting for something to be happening at the moment, because there's no reason for them to push. It's hard to push on this map. It's very dangerous. You kind of just have to wait as the CT side. And Liquid, they're taking their time, but slowly but surely they start to now gain positioning towards A long, which is something. It does look like they want to go towards A.
See Shox looking for some info here, and that's going to start the rotation here for the CTs over towards the A bomb site. They might get in position in time there. We've got a fight for the site coming in as well, while the Shox gets taken down by Hiko. Indeed, Elige is going to take RPK up towards the high ground there, but the bomb might not get planted because there's nothing but headshots coming in from Scream and Smiths. Hiko alone now. They know where he was, so he's going to have a hard time of this. Sees Smiths, though, heavily tagged on the roof. Can't take him down yet. Just looking for, trying to get himself some 1 versus 1s, trying to figure out where all the players are. He knows where 2 are now, roughly. And he resets the situation. Finally, Smiths goes down. 5 bullets in the magazine here for Hiko. He's got 2 almost full health players to find. Just trying to suggest with that jump that he's gone one way when he indeed goes the other. He's only got 15 seconds to play with that. Does he even realize this? He's got to run for it now. Put out of his misery by Scream.
Yep, nice headshots by Scream. 3 there for him, as you would expect. The headshot machine is delivering said headshots. And G2 can start things off well, and it's going to be, it's always cool to see G2 playing, because their structure, the way the team is set up is that their individual players, like Scream and Shox, they have to go off for G2 to play well. And that's just how it works. It's just that's the bottom line of how the team is at the moment. So that's going to be interesting to see going into this one. We've got Liquid now deciding to go for a fast play towards that B-bomb. So they've got a bunch of smokes, a bunch of Tech 9s, and some Kevlars to boot. Although it looks like some counter grenades are going to make their lives a little bit more tricky, so they're going to have to slow it down just ever so slightly. You can see Hiko is lining up a smoke grenade, waiting for some of those counter smokes from the CT side to dissipate before they run through, as they have no idea what's going on behind that smoke. And G2, again, just holding, but they've only got 3 players here. This could actually work for Liquid as they start to toss in the nades now, and it's, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Bit of a failure there.
That's not good. That is a problem because they've smoked themselves off from the site, Dan. That is a bit of a disaster. Body's got a great position with the new update to Cobble to punish them for that smoke. That is a massive disaster. The counterfacts is coming in as well. Liquid are in a traffic jam and they're getting taken down by the monster truck here. Only 1 player lost. That's Body. Takes 2 with him as well. So a great round by G2 and a completely disastrous round for Liquid.
Yep, definitely not how they wanted things to go. And now they are down to the eco, full eco for them, leading into the next round, where you can see JDM is saving for an AWP, and Simple's going to take his perch at the Deagle. This is very, very classic Simple style, just always getting the Deagle in there no matter what. And you see it more often these days as players generally get better with it, but his aim, his raw aim is so insane that he tends to be quite consistent. We'll have to see if RPK can be consistent here. There's the UMP spraying away, and it's Eco with the frag, only after 1 from RPK, which is a little bit scary. Now Shox steps up to the plate with his UMP. He's going to find himself 1 bit of help from Body there as well. There is the Deagle frag from Simple, and there is another one. And that is why Simple picks it up. Well, 3 players dead. G2 move into the next round, but they've got an AWP to deal with now.
Yeah, and it is on JDM. There aren't that many grenades on Liquid. Maybe that's a good thing, Dan, if they are unable to throw them over walls and smoke themselves off from sites. Up onto Smiths as well. We will see where these 2 gentlemen choose to go. Smiths going over towards A long for the time being. And indeed, it seems it's going to be, they're going to have the forces are Liquid over towards the A bomb site with a lurker towards B, but there might be a fast boost coming in there, so maybe G2 have a read onto the way that Liquid are choosing to play here, because I don't know that there are any nades there. Simple getting taken down straight away as well, so Liquid need to move fast here, and it seems that they are.
Yeah, but it was already a man down. Things get a little bit more tricky, but there is the entry frag. That's what Nitro is there to do. and the bomb site will be claimed by Liquid as RPK tries to find a way in. He's got a crowbar, but can he wedge himself an opening? Looks like not just yet, and Nitro's close to the doors. I mean, this is just so impossible. Shox has to do something with his flank to create space for G2 to get in.
There is a kit on Scream, so it's a bit of time, but the numbers are running down pretty quickly. Alicia, Nitro with 2 frags. There are tagged players here. That was one of them, Hiko. And Nitro's running for his life now. Could be going for a flank of his own. Alicia getting taken down now, and there's still time on the clock here for the CTs to do it, but Shox is the one close to the site, and Scream's one of the kit. Scream getting a headshot into JDM now, but again, it's Scream who needs to defuse the bomb. Shox has got to be the meat shield, but where is Nitro? Coming in from the site, and there it is. Shox can pick up the kit, but I don't think he's got time. I don't think he's got time to do it. No. Nice retake attempt there by G2, but just not fast enough. Another round goes to Liquid.
It's that duo again, isn't it? Shox and Scream, if they're alive, you have problems, no matter what the situation is. That's quite fun. Now we've got the 3-1. Liquid just need to string rounds together. G2, they don't actually have much to stop this, having received so much damage in the previous round. So that said, Liquid themselves, they don't have the best buy in the world. A couple Galils in the mix, limited utility. Let's see what strategy they opt to go for, because they should realize that G2 are hurting as well. Oh, Smith's playing a dangerous game here with that CZ, but it's a good position whilst the smoke is up. Boost here from Shox as well, early in the round. Get some information, maybe a sneaky frag as well. Although he has received some damage, I can only imagine it was from an HE. No
Molotovs to force G2 from their positions anywhere on the map. That is a nice reverse boost there coming in from Liquid. Very nice indeed. Much safer way to check things there, and that's a nasty surprise for Shox. Got his spell rung and then some. So an early advantage here for Liquid with just over a minute on the clock here. 2 players per site at the moment. And G2 don't really have a lot of information. So it's going to be a fast, it's going to be a slow rotation from the A site because they are so deep in that direction. Scream trying to stop a split from coming in by putting down that smoke, but Liquid are not going to react just yet. They've got a player in the drop, and once these smokes disappear, then G2 may have a difficult hold on their hands.
Yeah, it's starting to boil over, this presence towards the B bomb site. Start to move in now. Screams behind the boulder. There's quick trade of frags. More to be had here for Simple and Alish as they completely destroy this B bomb site defense from G2. We got Smith coming in with the CZ, and I mean, there are a few low players here, so there's potential to do something, but his positioning is not going to really give him the best engagements against these rifles. So it's going to be very hard. Now he's been spotted as well. The element of surprise is no longer an element, but he's going to actually pick off the most healthy player there with the CZ. Nice little burst there with the 2 bullets. JDM is now dead. Will Smith opt to run with the AK? Looks like that is definitely a good choice, and he's going to go for it. So AK into the next round here for G2, but they will lose it. And his teammates will have no money, as will he. Although he'll save his Kevlar. So Liquid win that second round in a row that they need to.
Alrighty then. Let's see what the money situation is like. Nobody really has the money to spend on any Kevlar on the CT side, so I would expect that Smith should be continuing with the AK here. Wouldn't be worth the aim punch for Shox to take it, or similar, RPK, etc. Scream, anyone on the team. So here we go, Hiko and his boys continuing their run. Got an M4, 2 M4s, 2 AKs, and a UMP onto JDM. We're looking to just build yet some more money for the rounds to come. So we'll see if Liquid can continue their success. And again, this round is, well, it should be all about Smiths, but of course you see Scream playing the close quarters corners there, looking to get the one tap. And Smiths is going to get taken down by Simple over towards the B bomb site. That's going to cause a 1-man rotation. We'll see how Liquid choose to continue the rest of their anti-eco here.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got that first kill, so it just gets easier from here, potentially. But we can see a stack of players towards the A-long area there for G2. Looks like Liquid will circumvent it somewhat as they move away and towards that B bomb site instead. It's just Nitro has been left in the vicinity, covering the flank as Liquid approach towards B. And you can see the bomb site is actually empty right now, which is great news for Liquid moving forwards. They have the information player Hiko on the bomb site. He's going to find out all that juicy information, that it is indeed clear and the bomb can be planted without resistance. Nice, very, very nice, very fast frag indeed onto Shocks. And the cleanup operation begins. So, it's pretty straightforward round from Liquid. It looks like they're not going to lose a man, which is definitely exactly what you want to do in a round like this. There you go, Nitro. He's actually picking up a lot of frags so far. And I mean, if Nitro is able to deliver, that really is great for Liquid, because as already was mentioned, he tends to be that dynamic rifler, the entry fragger. That's the sort of role that he's playing. And when your entry fragger's on, you're having a good time.
All right, so JDM on a rare rifle, continuing. No reason to pick up an AWP just yet, although he doesn't have the money to do it. Some of his team do, but indeed they are playing the passive route right now. And I like not buying the AWP when you know that the other team are going to be on an eco or force fight as well, because it gives it allows the team to be more dynamic in a situation where you might need to, due to a stack of a site or a multi-man push in an unlikely area, and so on and so forth. We've got Scream playing around the smoke here and the box with the Mag 7, looking for someone to overextend. But Liquid are one of the more disciplined teams in that regard. They can show a lot of patience in rounds. And G2 forced to bide their time over towards the B bomb site. There are 3 players over towards A long here for the CT, so you do wonder if they will push a little bit more forward, try and find out some info. You have the early pressure here from Liquid over towards the B site, maybe trying to bait somebody to engage them, but they may not like it when they do, as there we go, the Mag 7 coming in there for Scream. One meat shot there for JDM, and Nitro taken down from the back.
Yeah, but we still have a deal here on Shocks, so you can see that could be a very big first kill, second frag, and a third from body. Oh my goodness, 4 kills just like that with the Deagles there, body and Shocks with bullets for days, and that's going to be a 4-3 answer as G2 propel themselves back into economic superiority. Although that said, it's not really that superior, it's very marginally superior, to be honest, with the RPK having 4,500 in the bank, but that is pretty nice, and they're going to invest into AWP, so they're spending the bucks, the big bucks here.
3 AWPs on the map. JDM finally picking one up, courtesy of Nitro. And now they've got a second person pursuing the B bomb site now. Maybe because of those earlier boosts here from G2, they're going to give it some more attention than previous. So G2 playing passive for the time being, 2 people over towards A. Again, they're focusing on a support play towards the beginning of the long area from the site, over towards A. Meanwhile, over towards B, you've got one on the site itself. Now moving in for a bit of harassment of the crack in the wall. And one over towards the chicken coop. And we still see a lot of different holds in the drop zone. This is one of them that is a bit of a blind spot. Or it's at least very awkward to check that position, especially when there are many other places you can get shot from in that immediate area. But yeah, I mean, the drop gets held differently by many different teams. Often from outside of it, sometimes with repeated peaks, maybe with two people and so on. And it seems we might have an NIP-esque execute, at least with nades over towards B.
Yeah, they've got just enough grenades to get a set piece going onto the B bomb site, and that's what they're going to do. And they're actually going to take the bomb towards the A bomb site. So this is going to be a fake here, where they try to split one player down, drop towards A. And hey, if you're going to get some kills here on the push from the fake, that's how it's going to be going well for you every single time. We've got a lot of harassment here from Hiku and Connector. Simple still doing damage there on the B bomb side as the push with the bomb comes into the A site. This looks pretty easy here. Great execution of this fake from Liquid. The bomb goes down just in the nick of time as Scream finds himself 1 versus 4. And let's not forget, they just won a round, and now they're going to get completely cleaned up. So that is brutal. A couple players left with some cash here for G2, but 3 left in, well, in poverty.
Yeah, good start so far for Liquid. 4 from 8. And indeed, it is G2 in financial turmoil at the moment. So this is a great opportunity for for Liquid to extend their lead somewhat. RPK's got 5k in the bank, so he can pick up Deagle and drop it to a teammate if he wanted to. In fact, most of his team have bought some pistols up, Smith though, just with the USP, so maybe with 49.50 he can drop his teammate Deagle, or maybe he'll drop an AWP for him in the following round. So far so good for JDM. Punishes Smiths for overextending towards the long A area. The bomb is elsewhere though, so G2 won't have much information on that at present. And that will leave 2 over towards A long and 2 over towards B. Trying to support each other as much as possible. Simple though, gets his bell rung, but he has other ideas as to who will be ringing what bells. B bomb site has now been cleared.
And it does seem kind of like Liquid are definitely playing a lot better at the moment. But it's just that G2 factor that they can just win any round because of the skill that they have on the team. But you can see here again, you know, that consistency from Liquid, you know, coming out to play here, just bringing in the anti-eco, executing it tightly enough that they have a 4v2 situation here with the bomb down. And AK could be saved by RPK, and it very well, or very likely will be, but that won't amount to too much. And in the near future, I don't think Liquid are too worried about that. They just want to maintain the integrity of their own economy. As you can see, they safely move together, you know, watching for any spots that the AK could be hiding in to actually damage their economy, but G2 have, you know, instead opted to save it. So moving into a 5-4 situation, I'm curious, you know, how many rounds G2 are going to get on the CT side actually, because I mean, their T side is very scary. So, you know, 4 to 5 rounds might be enough for them.
Time will tell. It must be hard for G2 to prepare against Liquid in this situation, especially with JDM being a new boy on and Simple being standing here. It's like, how do you try and anti-strat that kind of situation? It must be quite difficult. I think we'll see if Cobblestone proves to be one of Liquid's stronger maps in this vacuum with Simple as a temporary stand-in. So far, so good though. 5-4 lead here against G2. G2, again, going to concentrate on the long A area with 3 over towards the B bomb site. And again, there are people holding, but we'll see if they're willing to continue their aggression over there. Meanwhile, Simple's going to be the lurker. More traditional approach there that we used to see that from Cobblestone like kind of 6 months ago, perhaps. Just somebody going over towards the B bomb site with constant harassment towards the plateau. But he has friends in tow. You have an AWP holding the angle there. That smoke will allow that to happen more often as well.
So they're getting ready now. Problem is these nades just slowing them down. It's very frustrating, but there's ways to circumvent that as well. Little boost there onto RPK. This allows also RPK to, you know, if G2 would like to, they just leave RPK there because he can be fairly safe in that position from attacks from both sides. Although exposed particularly well to one. But here it is. This is what Liquid were playing for, getting that drop control. They got JDM in there, looking for that opening pick to really set the pace in. They do need something at this point because they are running out of time. There's 40 seconds left on the clock as JDM looks for this shot. And there might be a peek in store, but no peeks just yet for JDM. But his team still have to go.
30 seconds on the clock there. That's a very nice opening onto Scream. Body soon to follow as well. And we've got Chox trying to do what he can, but it's just a 1 frag for him. So 3 for 1. That is a strong round for Liquid so far. And the remaining CTs have to try and hold on to what they have. RPK and Smiths over towards A, wondering what is happening to their fallen comrades, or rather what has happened. So another round is looking likely to be in the bag here for Liquid. How far will their momentum take them?
Yeah, another nicely constructed round, and you can see even though they didn't get the pick that they were really looking for early into the rounds, they were still able to say, you know, have that plan B behind it, literally as they decided to take control over drop and slowly push JDM there. They, you know, unlike a lot of teams that are very, sometimes they can be very, let's say, hesitant to push unless they get that condition, which is we really need this pick. We're going to wait until there's 20 seconds left, and then they'll go. Liquid realize, okay, by the time there's 35, 40 seconds left, we need to do something, regardless of what, you know, what our initial plan was. If that doesn't work out, we have this other thing to go to, and they executed it pretty well. And if you consider the fact that they haven't had much practice together with this lineup, with 2 new players, that is somewhat impressive. So let's see how long they can keep that going, because the AWP has been saved here by Smiths, and it's always going to be danger in that situation.
All right, so we have a change in approach here from G2, although they are on a semi-eco here. Again, this tree position, when you see grenade executes into the B bomb site, it used to get Molotoved quite a lot. I've seen a lack of Molotovs in this position recently. I'm not sure why, because it's very strong for the CT, so maybe it's down to a lack of utility on the Ts in those executes, or maybe it's something else. Either way, but just always keep an eye on that position on Cobblestone, because it tends to be a very important one for the counter-terrorists, and if they're not forced from their position there, it can be a determining factor in some rounds. Shock's just running to his death there through the scope of Smiths. That was very unfortunate for him. So a nice advantage for Liquid, minutes on the clock here, and G2 don't really have any idea as to where Liquid are going. A Liquid who've moved into the drop zone and have a potential to split now. Body's in a lot of trouble here, Dan.
Yeah, he's dead now, and the bomb site goes to Liquid without too much issue. And again, it's another round where they just clean up the map. They get the information, they slowly get the execution in there. They're just looking pretty solid at the moment, and that's going to be another round for them, although their money's starting to grow to this degree that they really should try to find a way to eliminate one of the orbs that's left. Obviously, it's going to be very hard because you can see the Smiths can take these very long channels to defend from with that orb, and so it's hard to find a way to approach that. I mean, obviously you have to use grenades. There's not really any left on Liquid. A couple smokes, that's about it. You need some flashbangs, to be honest. So Liquid might eventually end up getting there, but that's exactly what I was talking about. It's so hard to approach Smiths from that angle. Kind of need to get in from where RPK is, and that's not going to happen here. So is G2 looking like they're going to hold on to two big guns, a lot of nades, Kit, and a Kevlar on Scream there, as well as the Deagle. So G2 actually doing really well to save there. That's going to help them massively. If they lose this round, they can spend a lot of money this round. If they lose this one, they should actually be able to buy straight away again with a decent buy with the money that they've saved.
So, AWP onto both sides now. Loads of utility onto both teams as well. It's a very good opportunity for G2 to put a hole in its leak. Now they've got 4 people going over towards the B-bomb site, do the CTs, and they're leaving Smiths alone. He has a nice angle though. Oh, he's going to look away just as Nitro comes into the reticle there. So he's got some information for his team. Now the question is, are Liquid willing to move fast with this info that they have as well?
Looks like they are willing to be quite fast indeed. We've got a lot of players here. The response is strong as well. It's just going to be a slugfest, but a very fast one of that as 2 frags go straight towards Liquid. It's Shocks to answer back with only a single kill. That's not going to be good enough. Bodies tries to step up here, and he will. 2 frags from him. Scream chimes in as well, and now it's a 2 versus 1 in favor of G2. They've somehow managed to turn this one all the way around, and now Hiko has not only to kill a couple players here, but he's got to plant this bomb still. These nades will provide him some cover to do so, and he will get the bomb planted, but there's still a lot of work to do.
2 versus 1. Tons of time on the clock, and Body's got a kit. We see some initial nades coming in. That's going to force Hiko from his position, and that will allow G2 to make it through the choke point. Scream going to ring Hiko's bell and get the follow-up kill as well. So that is a round on the board for G2. They've indeed stopped the momentum, at least for now here, for the Liquid side. We'll have to see how much money both teams have, as the CTs only survive with 2 players, so that's going to be expensive for them as well. Almost every player on Liquid is in 5 figures there, over 10k, so they'll have no issue buying up in this round for the most part. The AWP will continue on to Smiths in the meantime, and they'll get a lot of nades out, actually, the G2 side, which is an improvement on previous rounds.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, right now, this matchup seems pretty up in the air, and that's really cool to see between these 2 teams, especially Liquid, such an unknown factor. Good to see that they're making this very competitive. And right now we've got Simple going for the simple plays, charging up the plateau, looking for a quick pick there. Lots of players to be found from all angles. 3 guys on his position. He somehow actually gets a frag out of that, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. But what can his team get out of this? It's a 4 versus 4. It's often going to favor the terrorist side, especially on a map like this, where there's a lot to cover and too few players to cover it with. There's the CTs, and in goes Liquid towards A.
Molotov to force Smiths from his position, but first he's going to see the bomb and get a frag. Elige completely blind, gets taken down. Smiths can't see what he's doing, but he gets killed anyway. Hiko over towards the bomb site now. A bomb site trying to contain the players. The bomb's being collected by JDM. There's still a minute on the clock here, so Hiko has some work to do. 2 players on the site looking for the trade fragger rotating in. from the B bomb site, and there it is. Hiko's found a gap, but he can't get any frags of it. Shox not going to get taken down, and now they know where JDM is as well. Indeed, Shox will get the bomb down, and now Hiko's trapped between two sides. Shox and Body on the AWP. Hiko finally taking Shox down. Now he knows. Now he needs to wonder as to where Body is. He's got time, 30 seconds to try and get things done here. That is a perfectly timed smoke as well. Found right place, right time, but is Body willing to go through the smoke, or will he just respect the situation and wait for the bomb plants?
Hiko is starting to get a little bit rushed. He's throwing a smoke down for cover, which is quite smart. Good forward thinking there, as he knows Body's going to push forwards as soon as he starts the beeps, punches in the numbers, and the bomb will be planted, as now Body is in an unknown position as far as Hiko's concerned. He's got some good guesses, but there's only so much time here for Body to make the move. Hiko's sort of stuck. This is an awkward position to be in. Already with the first 2 kills, Hiko looking for one of those classic Hiko clutches. Just one more player to go through to do so. As Body gets close now, Hiko hears him, he feels his presence, but where is he? There he is, turning the corner. Hiko able to escape, wasting time, and the kill will not go in favor of Hiko. But has he done enough? It's going to be really close right now. The defuse comes in from Body. Oh, just misses it there. Hiko gets the 1 versus 3 clutch. That was so close. So close. 8-5 now, thanks to Hiko to Liquid.
That is the closest denial I have seen recently. Very unfortunate for G2 indeed. So Liquid march on, and that is really bad for the economy of G2 as we go into the last 2 rounds of the first half. They've basically got no money here, and Scream at the very least is going to go for a force buy. He's gone for 5-7 Kevlar and a flashbang, and he's got $50 in the bank, whereas I don't think his teammates have spent that much. Numbers game, safety in numbers, 4 people going towards the plateau here for the CTs. Are they willing to push the smoke though?
Looks like they might be willing to do so. They got some flashes here. They go straight through the smoke to the end of the plateau. Going for the divers at least. The spray comes in. He's got teammates though to help him out to get the trade, but they're actually a little bit stuck right now. They haven't gained much ground, but with some of those shots, they are going to get just that. Shox, though, he's still close with the Deagle, still causing problems as Shox picks up another frag there. Looking to find some heads. It's very dangerous right now for both Nitro and Hiko. Hiko goes down because Smith comes in from the flank, and all of a sudden, Nitro is in a 1 versus 2. Shox has picked up an AWP, and that will sign the death warrant as Nitro will end up falling to that one. And we get another round there for G2, another unlikely round, but they can always pull these out of the bag.
Last round of the first half. And G2 in a situation where they can make things close. I would ask you how many rounds you think both teams need on their respective sides, but really with Liquid we have no idea what's going on, which is a great thing. I like that, that kind of wildcard anomaly style of the Liquid team at the moment. Going into the last round, we have double orbs on the CT side this time, and no orbs for Liquid. So their fortunes have definitely taken a turn for the worse in this situation. So again, we've got harassment over towards the B box site, but nobody committing to it just yet. We have Liquid lining up to maybe go for a push through the B bomb site. Hopefully this time they can get the nades to go over the wall. It's not the highest wall then.
It's all quiet. All of a sudden, G2 wondering, are they going to commit here? Another smoke thrown in. Oh, there's a gap! And Body's going to take full advantage. Takes down Elige, and that is not what Liquid wanted. Losing one of their riflers straight away, right before the push comes in, is a bad time. And now our PK is going to be looking for the defense here. He goes down, and, well, Liquid strike back here. That's what they needed, but Scream's still alive. Still with the, oh, not for long, simple. Strike swiftly there as Scream hits the ground, and one after another, G2 are left in rubble.
Smith's all that's left here. Again, this is the last round of the first half, so he has to go for it. Unable to get anything done there. So it's going to be 9-6 going into the second half in favor of Team Liquid. So JDM maybe just adjusting something there, but that's a really good half from Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's definitely quite needed because G2's T sides are definitely quite well known to be a bit savage. So picking up 6 rounds already. I think G2 are going to feel pretty comfortable with that, as long as they can get off to a good start with this with the pistol round victory. We'll have to see how that one goes for them. But even if they lose it, I mean, again, it's G2. They can always surprise you. So, I mean, we've already seen some good performances from Shox and Scream. I mean, they're just going to be getting warmed up here. I mean, it is the first map for them of the finals here at the of ECS at the SSE Arena at Wembley. So I'm sure there's lots of work to come, lots of great shots to be seen already. And we had some really cool rounds. I think one of my highlights was probably the round where Body and Shox killed 4 people immediately with a deagle. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good round. Now we mentioned Simple JDM. I don't know if we mentioned Peacemaker as well, who is a coach, and I think he might be in-game leader for Liquid as well. So perhaps Simple is picking up roles that will be meant for Pimp when he finally comes in. Is Pimp playing the major with them?
I'm not sure.
I think he might be. I think he might be playing with the major with them, actually. But yeah, I'm fairly sure he is. Anyway, so G2 3 rounds down. The pistol will be crucial, as it almost always is. Actually, yeah, NIP won both pistols in the previous map, so that definitely has a significant impact on on the score, basically.
Yeah, especially I mean, that match was a good example. You win 2 pistols, but if you get crushed, it can still look close, because they got pretty crushed. I'm really curious to see, to hear their thoughts on that one a little bit later. Might try to pry some information. See what I can find out. But for now, I mean, the cool thing about this is that there's lots of potential for like fun stuff with Liquid, because they've got obviously an immense amount of individual skill. Nitro was having a pretty good game, to be honest. Earlier we saw that on the T side, getting some really critical entry frags. Simple's obviously just Simple. It's always going to be, almost always going to be very good, and they can definitely try to run a double up setup at some point on this map if they want to. There's no reason why you can't have 1 on A, 1 on B. Or even 2 on A, let's do it. Well, maybe not 2 on A, but you can get creative, and especially with the likes of JDM and Simple, you can always do that. And the cool thing about JDM, which I really like, is JDM is a player that he gets a lot better under pressure. He's really good at delivering under pressure. We saw that at E-League. The main storyline for his team was basically his performance when he was with CLG there, and he delivered. There was so much focus on him. National television, big crowd, lots of focus, and he delivers. That's the kind of player that he is. So Liquid's future with JDM, I think, is incredibly exciting.
Oh, I would definitely agree with you there. So the CT's putting the numbers over towards B, and G2 taking it slow. Just waiting to see if there are any shenanigans here by Liquid. There was I forget what team it was that kept rushing on their CT side when we were at E-League in week 1. Maybe it was CLG. I don't really recall, but anyway, no such play in this particular pistol round. Liquid just sat patiently waiting, looking to exploit the range of those USPs. He go down to on a 5-7 actually. So that's always interesting. When you're in a position which you think can be commonly rushed on a pistol round, it's always good to have a 5-7. And he is playing the drop zone, basically, so that is where you'd want a 5-7. I think it was Pimp who we saw, funnily enough, using dual Berettas, which are high... It was either Pimp or Cadian, maybe both, who are using dual Berettas, which are obviously high in bullets as well, but
it sucks.
Yeah, doesn't have amazing accuracy. And here we go. So they're charging in Hiko's direction. He's got those 20 bullets in the magazine. Can he put him to work? He is the master Beta Dan, and he's got himself 2 kills. Body last man standing with the bomb as well. Can't expect him to get much done here. He got a P250. Almost getting knifed there. JDM will spare him the embarrassment. 10 rounds, double figures here for Liquid.
All right then, flawless pistol round. That's always going to be nice. Not only because it's a flawless pistol round and the opponents are denied money, but because they keep their Kevlar on almost all their players. They bought Kevlar on everyone but Hiko, so that is a nice little saving to make moving forwards. And they've got strictly SMGs here, and with no bomb plant, they should realize as well that G2 are playing with Tech 9s and that there could be, you know, kind of a smoke set piece here coming into some site, and it is the classic drop play. It's fast, but will it be ruthless and efficient? We've got Hiko there, great off angle there with 1 kill, not getting the second though, but the bomb has been dropped. It's now been discovered by the CTs and they converge on its position. It is not pretty here for the CT side. They're going to lose 2 players already. Can G2 do anything more? Looks like they're going to be slowly but surely denied in the end, as everyone is eliminated. So that's actually going to work out really well that they had full SMGs moving into this round. That was a really fast rush there.
Fast rush is a good rush.
Yeah.
5 rounds between these two sides, and G2 don't have their money in the right place just yet, so that is a problem, because 12 rounds is reasonably close if they can get there, which is looking very likely indeed, considering the non-buy here from G2. So the question now becomes, can G2 get a bomb plant in this particular round? Maybe not with Simple harassing them towards the lower area over there towards A. And you can see JDM's taken an advanced position as well towards B plateau with support from Elige. So the CTs will know to keep at least two people over towards A, but they have to be wary of the drop area as well. And indeed, you see players moving into there. So Hiko's gonna have a Butchers, Elige coming in as well. That is a very nice Bermuda triangle there. Everybody disappearing from the radar for G2. Now it's just gonna leave Scream with a Glock. So best of luck to you, Kinds. One of the earlier skins in the game, actually. The dragon tattoo. I still have mine.
Yeah, so it went pretty well here overall. For Liquid, losing only 1 man. Going to make a lot of money, especially getting the kills on the SMGs. And so you can see their money's actually really sick. And that's going to help out massively too. You know, previously I was talking about double up potential. That's absolutely something they can go to. Now they have that option if they want, due to the security that they're going to get from the bank that they have created. But I think that, well, they're going to start off small here. Simple's going to keep himself on the MP7 there. And we have the UMP7 play on Nitro. So they're playing a little bit greedy then. It's definitely within the acceptable margins. And JDM's going to have the AWP. And we might see a very fast play again from G2. They're going to be marching straight towards the plateau.
Yeah, we've got 4 CTs here though, so if they continue their way, then they might be in for a lot of trouble here. Elige with a 2-man spray down, JDM coming in for support as well. And that's going to leave Shox alone. This is disaster for G2 here. Liquid on 13 rounds, looking very good. All good in the hood, Dan.
Yep, super clean. And one of the criticisms, one of the main criticisms of G2 is going to be that the structure that they have is quite simple, and it relies upon individual excellence, as opposed to, you know, having, you know, really deep strategies and a deep level of tactics and stuff. They kind of got rid of that approach when they kicked Existence, because that's kind of what Existence is about. So, you know, you can see Liquid there, very well set up, easily able to deal with it. And right now, G2 aren't going to have many, well, they're going to have one more good opportunity to save themselves in this best of one. Well, it's up to this, how this eco goes. You can always see crazy stuff from them, but it's very unlikely that they'll pick this one up. We'll have to see. There's 2 players. You can see Nitro will get the first bit of information. Simple's boosted up towards A-Long as well. So a good setup here for Liquid.
Yeah, Simple's the man they can afford to lose. He's in a risky situation, but a nice read on Smith's approach there. Long range spray down coming in from Nitro. And Simple will look to clean up. There we go, nice deagle there by Shox, but that could be a consolation at this point. 3 more players to find. That gives him potential, actually. He's got the bomb, and he's got a deagle. And now he's dead. So 14-6. It's been a while since G2 won a round. And again, the margin, well, the problem is, Dan, it's Liquid on 14 rounds. They may get no more rounds.
Well, it's Liquid, though. They have JDM and Simple. Does that change things? I don't know. I think it might a little bit. I mean, well, I'm hoping so, at least, because I mean, it's never fun to see a team, you know, choking. That's not what we want to see. Absolutely not what they want to see. I mean, JDM knows how to close out games. Simple. Oh, we got the boost coming in. Shot missed, though, from JDM. That's unfortunate for him. Had a nice little opportunity there. Fallen was hitting a lot of like crazy fast shots like that earlier today. And we only have one bit of presence here for the Liquid side, which is Simple towards the A side. He's already been spotted, he's been tagged as well. So right now, actually, his life has been made quite difficult. He needs some assistance. He has somebody rotating in slowly but surely, but he's going to be easily eliminated as they had a really good beat on where he was standing. And now Hiko's going to rotate, but he's sort of alone. He's going to have a bit of help here. So Liquid actually having some problems at the moment because they're not sure where G2 are going. And you can see they're really feeling the problems that you have as a CT side in Cobble when you're down a man.
So there's opportunity for G2, but limited opportunity and limited margin for error. Bomb headed over towards the A side at present. And it seems Liquid have taken the right gamble in that they have 2 people on the site. However, the numbers game for G2 is looking pretty good right now. So Liquid, I mean, Nitro's out there on his own at the moment, and there's a reasonable chance he's going to get traded here. So this could be a pretty bad round for Liquid, and he's going to move into a very interesting crossfire here. But that Molotov may force Hiko from his position if it moves down. You never know with these Molotovs, they can get a bit wild later on. Oh, Nitro going to get wrecked immediately, but again, Hiko is going to be baiting, going for the 2-man spray down there, but he's going to play it safely. 6 seconds left, and that bomb's not going down here, so they just need to survive. RPK is in no man's land as well, and he may want to die. Oh, very nice headshot there to avoid getting taken down, and he finds JDM as well at the very end. But there's loads of cash onto Liquid, and it's 15-6, so they will not be too concerned.
Yeah, you gotta love how Hiko played that situation too. You know, he waited for the bomb to go down and killed that guy, and he only damaged the other guy a little bit because he had the recourse. It's like, I'll give it a few bullets because I have the element of surprise still. Then he went into cover, and he waited. He could have peeked at any point. A lot of players would. Oh, I've got 2 teammates coming in, it's gonna be fine. He waited for the flash, and that's such a key detail there. So nice stuff there from Hiko. Need to see more of that. Big setup here from Liquid with the double orbs. G2 applying a lot of pressure towards the B-bomb site. And Liquid in response throwing a lot of counter grenades at the moment. And we'll have a lot of damage onto these G2 players that, you know, slowly but surely being whittled down. Now, the push is going to come in soon, and it's all going to be on this one. As mentioned, it's already match point here for Liquid.
All right, so Hiko needs to hold down this drop zone area. There's a load of people there. Nitro coming in for the 2-man spray down to make it 3 in that whole area. And that is a complete wipeout of G2. A very strong showing there by Liquid. A very strong showing indeed. Liquid with JDM instead of Kusta and Simple in a cameo appearance. Very nicely done by Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the entire map, they looked like the better team. It was just you know, a couple rounds where G2 were able to hit some crazy shots, where they were able to pick up the victory in some of those rounds. And other than that, it was Liquid always finding consistency, they, you know, applying structure, you know, some good team play. And again, if you consider the fact that they've just got 2 new players, that's a really big deal that they managed to do that in such short time. And there has been a lot of word that in practice they've been really strong lately. And another thing to think about is that JDM is one of the hardest working players probably in the North American scene. The guy works his ass off when it comes to preparation. So that serious attitude, that's something that, you know, a player like Hiko absolutely loves, because Hiko just wants to win. And if you get a player like JW with you, when you're a guy like Hiko, that's amazing.
Yes, he works his arse off, I want to say.
Sorry.
Despite leaving the European Union, we're definitely still English.
I'm still jet lagged, still feeling a bit of America.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, that's a bit of a shock to G2, but maybe they didn't know what to expect from a Liquid with a number of wildcards, if you will. But again, a very strong performance from Liquid, and they will need to perform strong because they will be going up against Luminosity in the next part of the Group A bracket. So an early loss for G2 is not what they will have been looking for. And obviously, you know, with this new lineup, they had a very strong start indeed, beasting a bunch of teams and playing at very high levels. But now they're starting to, maybe things are calming down to a more normal level where they will win some and lose some, etc. So we'll see what they do going forward. It's nice to see Shocks and Scream showing up at least to some degree there. Those are the booths on the stage, by the way, that have been built for the ECS finals. Haven't been in there myself just yet, but maybe we can have a visit in them later.
Yeah, and the point you're making about the Shocks and Scream as well, it's just, obviously there's like that month period where they're just going in incredibly ham, just insane performances. But that, it also shows you that's the limitation of the team, and there is always going to be inherent inconsistency if you just have to rely on performance of individual players' execution mechanically. That, I mean, hell, in the game itself, there's a degree of inconsistency there. You don't have the first bullet accuracy is not there on the AK-47. It's not always going to be accurate on the first bullet. Well, every gun, in fact, every gun in the game is to an extent like that, right? So
there's no perfectly accurate gun.
There it is. So you know, if you're gonna have a style of play where you hedge all your bets in your individual skill, you tone down strategy and so on, you're gonna have some consistency issues.
All right, let's see what a desk thinks. Scoots, take it away.